Hi, I'm Luke.
And I'm Sarah. And this is Molly.
And this is Timmy.
And for 3 years we've been living off-grid in central Portugal.
We bought a huge piece of land with a few ruins to restore, including an ancient watermill down by this amazing river, with loads of boulders scattered all over the land.
Subscribe to follow our journey as we navigate the ins and outs of off-grid living.
Hey guys!
Hi and welcome to our channel!
This week, last week, a friend of ours, Pete and Diane, came round and filmed a bit of our land with their drone. We managed to get quite a few awesome clips that can really show our land. We couldn't really get down and show much of the river. I mean, we have 400 meters of river, but it was too dodgy because there's just so many trees there, and we didn't want to crash his expensive drone.
We're very happy with the results.
Yes, it's really cool, because with the drone you can really see how much land we've cleaned. I mean, we've cleaned it all by hand, me and Sarah, mostly by hoe. But digging out the roots, and then the last few patches this year with the strimmer.
Luke went crazy fast with the strimmer.
Yeah, but then it was still a lot of extra work to cut the roots out.
Yes, we won't do that again.
But anyway, this week we thought we'd address one of the questions we've gotten quite a few times, but we never actually put it in a video.
We answer them all the time. Because
we have answered it, but the question is, how much did you pay for your land?
Yep, and it's a very easy answer.
Yep.
We paid 58,000 euros for it, for 17 hectares.
So that works out to about 34 cents a square meter, which for us coming from Malta is like 1,000 times cheaper.
It's not, we didn't want to spend so much either. Like
we didn't want such a huge piece of land. I mean, we kind of did because, I mean, we were looking for a piece of land not only for ourselves so we can set up a self-sufficient life. More with this size of land in the future, we'd like to have like pockets of self-sufficient different buildings which we could rent out in the future. So when we do put in the project to refurbish the house, we're planning to get a grant. We've already spoken to the bank and they will help us with that, to kind of have an eco park kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, we might be about 60 years old by the time this happens, but
the good thing is that we're gonna never ever run out of work. I mean, you can look at it as a bad thing for some people, but as you might have gathered from all our previous videos, we're not afraid of work.
And we love this life, so.
Yeah.
And back to the first thing, like how much we paid. We paid 58,000, but we also paid an extra 4 for all the other fees, like
legal
taxes,
fees,
lawyer, notary, and all that other stuff came to 4,000.
We should say it was advertised for 65, and we put in an offer for 58, and he accepted it straight away.
No, so we're like, oh no, we should have
realistically,
gone down.
I mean, in Malta you don't go down that much, you know, from the asking price. You go down, but not that much, not loads. And then after we found out that the guy had over the years inherited like 30 places or something, so he was just offloading them. So probably we might have been able to get it for 50 if we really pushed.
We loved it so much.
But we really don't care because we love it and we were just so happy that we got it, you know.
And 3 years later, we're still super happy with it. So.
Yep.
But if for anyone who's watching who is making the move, because you probably searched it because you want to know how much property is, we do have another video. It's one of our best videos that's doing so well, but we recorded it when we had first started our YouTube channel, so it's not the best editing or quality. I must say, I had just started learning how to edit at the time.
It's annoying that some of your worst videos get the most views, eh?
But if you want to check that out, I'm going to put the link up here and in the description below. So yeah, it's just a few helpful tips when you're buying land.
Yeah,
well, we
spent 58. Obviously, there's a lot cheaper property than this, for smaller sizes. We know people who have bought places of, I don't know, 3 or 4 acres for 10 grand, you know, with a small house. So there's definitely still options available. A lot of people are coming to Portugal, I think. I mean, from what I see.
Well, from what we see as well, like when we first bought the land, and now we're going to show you a little shot over the house. And you can see all the neighbors and houses popping up everywhere. And when we first came here 3 years ago, there was nobody.
Stop kissing me, Molly. I'm talking. For those of you that have never watched our videos, we'll just tell you a bit about our land. We've got 17 hectares, which comes to about 42 acres. There's about 400 meters of river on one side, which dries out around July, August till around September. So for the 3 months of summer, pretty much. We have a 200 square meter ruin without a roof, and part of that, the walls are 2 feet high, some of them are 3 feet high, so there's still a lot of work to do there. Right next to that, we have an old oven in what we call our bakery, which would be our bakery one day.
Eventually.
We have a really, really old watermill down by the river, and another small ruin next to that. We know of 2 wells, and now we just found a spring with a pond. You can check that video out here, where we uncover it.
We've got a water mine down by the house.
Oh, we have a water mine down by the down by the watermill nearly, which hopefully will supply the house, the main house, with water one day. We have about 5 or 6 valleys which we haven't managed to get into just because it's so overgrown and crazy. So you never know, we might find another spring. Yeah, I was talking to my neighbour up on the hill here, who's 85. Well, that was 3 years ago, so he's probably 88 now.
They don't age.
Senor Marca, she's really a nice guy. I stopped by yesterday and spoke to him, and he was telling me, he's like, I know your land more than you. I'm like, I'm sure you do. That's why we need to talk. Because him and his wife used to work here more than that, because 40 years ago they sold this place and left it empty. And he was telling me that yesterday, he was telling me that the size of the olive trees that were here were like really, really big, bigger than his, and he's got some huge ones there. But they ripped them all out and sold them for firewood.
I
asked him where they are. Yeah, on our deed it says 5 hectares of olive trees. But having said that, wherever we clean land, we start getting new olive trees pop up, because they must have left roots behind. And they grow really quick once they come up, eh?
Yeah, we have like 3 by the house.
There's one of them by the house. It only came up 2 years ago. And it's already like this big, you know, and then we bought some that were supposed to be 5 years old, and they're still really tiny. They've hardly grown. Yeah. I guess because they still have a root system down in the ground, you know.
Super established.
So we were hoping, I spoke to him yesterday, and I asked Senor Marcos, I said, where were most of the olive trees? Was it next to the dirt roads down by the other entrance, next to the house? He's like, yes, there. And we figured as much, because our neighboring land just there, there's like an olive grove there. So we're hoping that one day, when we eventually get down there to clean the land, once we clean it, hopefully there'll be enough air and sun for all these little olive trees to pop up from all the old roots. We'll see.
Yeah, same like we're uncovering these amazing treasures. We're also uncovering these things, bushes.
And they also told us it was a queijeria, which is a cheese factory. I'm not quite sure if it was cows or goats or sheep's milk. Cheese? No idea. But we haven't really gone up to speak to him much because of COVID, because he is 80, 85 or 88, whatever. And we didn't want to risk, obviously, you know, giving him COVID if we had to get it or whatnot, even though we never leave the land. But I spoke to him yesterday.
If we got COVID, it would be really a ridiculous thing, especially me.
I spoke to them yesterday, and they're fully vaccinated now.
Oh, awesome.
So now we can go up and see them much more often, which is nice. So hopefully we'll get more information from him. Yeah,
he's been telling us he wants us to sell his house for him.
I think he wants 100 grand for it. So maybe one time we'll go up and do a small interview with him or something. He's really, really a nice guy. Every time we pop by, he's like, un piño, a small glass of wine. Yesterday I was off to the house to get some tijolos, the clay bricks, because I'm building a vermicomposting toilet at the moment, which will be out next week, I think. But yeah, I was like, no, I've got work to do. I can't be having like glasses of wine, you know.
Because heat. One is not. You tell him yes for one, but then you can't tell him no for
then
the
it's a piece of bread, and then it's a piece of cheese.
They're very, very like all Portuguese are they're welcoming.
For sure.
They're all time like the friend's mother who's all time trying to give you food.
He gave me a bag full of oranges yesterday because he's got loads of oranges. Anyway, I was saying we have about five valleys that we haven't explored, and whenever I'm close I can kind of hear water running, so we're hoping there might be a spring or two in some of those valleys. Apart from that, we've got walls all over the land, gullies and water canals all over the 17 hectares. I'd really like to know how old it actually is, because some of it looks ancient.
One day in the future, we're going to uncover every secret this land has to show us, and there's going to be water flowing through all the canals again. And anyway, if you stick with us, if you like what you're seeing right now, subscribe, and if you stick with us, you will see us go places.
Yeah.
It might take a bit longer than most other channels, I don't know, but we're taking it easy. We have the Portuguese lifestyle.
Yeah, we enjoy the life. So like when we had bought a house in Malta, fixed it up over 2 years and then rented it out. I really didn't enjoy the process because we had such a tight time frame, you know, we wanted to leave Malta and go traveling. And this time it's different because we like the lifestyle. We can just kick back and get on with our daily things and not build anything. It's not a big deal.
In saying that, we're always busy all day, but we're doing it at our
own pace. We have to enjoy it. There's no point if we're going to be all stressed out about time, and this is our life. This is it.
Yeah. And it's our life on a budget. Yeah. So things are going to take...
Yeah, everything's on a budget. Everything's made by me for now, till we get some woofers
like
maybe
this
next
bench,
year.
if you want to look it up.
Oh yeah, the love bench.
We'll put it up here.
The love bench.
The love bench.
Alrighty,
okay,
guys, if you want to support us further, you can head on down to Patreon and look for Luke and Sarah's Off-Grid Life.
Yes, and because we used to post twice a week, and for those of you who are missing our once a week thing, every Monday I do a weekly update for anyone who pays whatever amount. And I'm also starting to do videos instead of writing them. So if you missed that video, there's a more personal one in Patreon.
Yep. So good news. Thanks to our last 2 donators, is that a word?
I don't know.
The last 2 donations from Joe and Steve. We have reached our goal to buy our solar portable goat fence.
Yay!
Thanks to all of you guys. We really appreciate it. And in fact, after we finish filming this, we're off to Agriloja to buy the one I have seen.
We're going fence shopping!
Fence shopping! Alrighty, that's it from us. We'll leave you with some footage of the drone of our land. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Have a nice weekend, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.